For full episodes of the Diverse Mentality podcast, check the links in the description below. The full video version is available on the main channel, and the audio version is available on your favorite streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Back to JayZ, and this is where I'm going to get into my I'm right mode because I need to talk my shit because I was getting chastised. If you guys remember, first before I get into it, let me go over so JayZ was on LeBron's The Shop show. And obviously JayZ never does interviews, but it was basically a conversation. And he talked about a lot of wide various things. It was a 30-minute episode. And, you know, he got asked about writing Still Dre for Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. And he talked about how on the reference track, he said, I'm doing Dre and Snoop's vocals. The reference track sounds like them. The Foxy Brown reference, I'm glad nobody can find that one, but you got to have somewhat of a reference for them. Obviously, the music they were making with the Chronic and all that, in order for me to really nail the essence of Dre and Snoop, had to be like a studied reverence of what they were doing, even to put myself in their shoes. Because think about that record. The record comes after Dre leaves Death Row. How? My last album was the Chronic. That's what first off, JayZ killed that Still Dre record, by the way. Perfection. And yeah, those reference tracks I want to hear. Like, imagine JayZ trying to sound like Snoop and Dr. Dre on the track. Obviously, you got to do that for reference purposes, which, you know, but it's just funny. He says nobody can find the Foxy Brown one, but I'm sure somebody's going to come out with a reference track for the JayZ version. But that was a dope conversation that he had. He also talked about how intimidated, not really intimidated, but how he was in awe of DMX's concert performance presence. He was like, when they went on tour all together, you remember watching DMX come out. And then he came out to the intro track off his first debut album, the Dun Dun, that record. 1 2 1 2, come through, gun through. That record, he said the crowd was just going crazy. And then, like he said, mid-concert, DMX ripped off his shirt, and then the ladies were going crazy too. And then he ended it with like a prayer, and people were crying, and just a wave of emotions. And JayZ was like in awe. He's like, how the fuck? He had to come right after this. So he's like, how am I supposed to top this? And then he was like, this is the funny part. He was like, when he came out after all that, he wasn't coming out to any hard music. He was coming out to the Hard Not Life, it's a hard not life, dun, dun, like those, you know, he was like, bro, it was soft. It was like, he felt very out of place, but he eventually said, you know, I had to figure out my way in this and how to fit in perfectly. So he eventually figured it out, but that was just a dope story that he was telling about DMX. And then here's the part where I'm right. And I'm talking my shit on this because I got killed. I swear to God, if you guys go to the episode, I believe it's episode 16, where the title is JayZ Overrated? I think it's number 16. Let me actually look that up because I don't want to fuck this up. I believe it's 16. And you guys, and a lot of you guys, not all of you, but a lot of you guys were attacking me when I said JayZ never had a dominant year in hip-hop. He never did. And people were like, yo, listen. It was number 16. Yeah, it's JayZ Overrated. Listen. So I remember Sean was here, and even my brother Vito was here. They were trying to make points. Hey, this year. And I understand where they were coming from. What they were looking at it from, and I wasn't looking at it this way, was culture. And, you know, everybody has different experiences during those years. Everybody has different things. Like, maybe me and my brother were focused more on Eminem, and he was focused more on JayZ. That's why it seemed like, hey, you know, I was wrong. But I was just looking at numbers. That's all I was looking at, is just numbers. I didn't give a fuck about influence, impact, because that's all opinion. When you really look at it, how you were influenced in 2001 and 2003 and 2007, that's all on what you were listening to. That really has nothing to do with anything. I just look at numbers. And on the shop, JayZ basically backed up what I was fucking saying that everybody was attacking me for, which pissed me off because I was like, aren't you guys aren't fucking seeing this. I don't understand how else I can explain this to you guys. And not to sound like a dick, but I'm damn near always right. That's why I said in the beginning of the episode, I feel like I'm always right. Eventually in time, it's going to come out that I'm right. With the Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy, I came out right in that situation. Any argument that we essentially had, I eventually came out right in from what I can think of. The JayZ being, not the argument of him being overrated, but the argument of him never having a dominant year, I was right about. And JayZ himself has confirmed it. So where the fuck is my apologies, everybody? Everybody I was hating in the comments, talking about I'm a JayZ hater. I'm not a JayZ hater. Let me get this out there. JayZ is the most consistent rapper alongside Eminem. There really isn't many you can name. The most consistent and longevity, perfect. Right? JayZ's career is amazing. There's nothing to take away from JayZ. Great rapper, great everything, perfect. But, and JayZ even agrees when he says this. I'll read him word for word what he says, and if I can use the clip and put it in audio form, I will put the clip and so you can hear from his mouth clearly. This is what JayZ said word for word. And this confirms everything. If Sean and Vito were here, I'd have him shut up right now. I'm going to pretend like they're here. Here's a seat over there. Hey, Vito, you're wrong. Sean, you're wrong. Look, this is what JayZ said word for word. If you think about it, I was never the biggest selling rapper ever. I was always just running my own race. And there you go. And there you have it. Let me hold up. See what are the sound effects? Yeah, put the flex bomb on this bitch. I was right. He said, if you think about it, I was never the biggest selling rapper ever. Never. I was just running my own race. So JayZ himself said it. There's nothing more anybody could argue with me. I was going to give him 2009 when we made the argument, but Eminem at the end of the day outsold him with Relapse. Crack a Bottle went #1 as well. But yeah, there you go. That was my point. My point was JayZ never had a dominant year, and JayZ himself just said it. He himself said it. So there is no debating that anymore. I'm glad JayZ said it because there's nothing to take away from JayZ's career. It doesn't make him a worse rapper. It doesn't make him a shitty rapper. It doesn't take away from his career at all. It doesn't. Because the fact is, who gives a shit that he wasn't the biggest selling that year? Because he still outstood all of them. He still has longevity. He's still relevant. He's a billionaire. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. My point was just that, hey, he's never really had a dominant year. And that's why I felt like he was super overrated at the time because I was like, he's never really had that year. But whoa, shit, it was just JayZ. There's no argument you can make. 1999, DMX comes out with 2 albums, dominates. Someone mentioned 2001. DMX was still dominating that year. Mentioned 2000. Eminem was doing 1.7 million first week. 2002, Eminem show was killing it. 2003, 50 Cent was killing it. Demolished the Black Album, JayZ Black Album. Whatever year it is that you can point to, there was somebody that did better. 2006, I believe it was, I don't know who we looked at for 2006. I don't remember, but there's somebody who was doing better in 2006. Then you look at fucking 2007 when he dropped, other album, American Gangsta. You had Kanye dominating. Kanye was fucking killing everybody at the time. And you could argue, hey, that's Kanye, that's JayZ's artist. Whatever. JayZ himself, he just admitted, never had a dominant year, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Please, if you were shitting on me in the comments, I'm going to find out everybody's name that was on there shitting on me in the comments. I demand an apology right now. Right now. Right fucking now, I demand an apology. Because even when I'm wrong, I'm right. That's the crazy psycho mentality I have. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right, no matter what. You ever heard that movie, The Get Rich or Die Trying quote? What is that guy? He's like, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. When I'm right, I think I'm wrong. I don't know, some shit. It was funny as hell. It was the guy who's sitting in the guy, the guy who got him out 50 out of jail on the Get Rich or Die Trying movie. And then the guy was sitting in the back and he was fidgeting. He was like, yo. And then he's like, even when I'm wrong, I'm right when I'm wrong. It was some crazy shit, but that's how I feel. So, yeah, man. No disrespect to JayZ at all. Like I said, just he admitted himself he never had the dominant year, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that.